So you're thinking about starting a business, being your own boss, setting your own schedule, and living life on your own terms. Well, hang on there a second, my friend. Before you quit your day job, buy a new office chair, and start signing your emails as CEO, you've got a bit of soul searching to do. Being a business owner isn't for the faint-hearted. It's not all glitz and glamour. There's grit, there's grind, and there's grueling work. As for glory, well, there's a lot less of that than you think.
Hey, wait a second here. We gotta clear something up. Because despite all the challenges, the risks, and the long hours, starting a business can be the most rewarding experience of your entire life. Creating something from scratch, watching it grow, shaping your destiny, impacting people's lives. There's an indescribable joy in that. It's not easy, but it's worth it. Okay, carry on.
So grab a cup of joe, kick back, and let's dive into the reasons that you shouldn't start a business unless you can handle these 6 things.
Starting with reason number 1. Long, like really long hours. Also, a big thank you to HubSpot for sponsoring this video, but more on that later. Imagine having a newborn baby, or puppy if that's more your thing. Cute, cuddly, life-changing, right? But they also scream in the middle of the night, need constant care, and take up all of your available time. And even when you're not physically with them, you're still thinking of them, worrying about them. And the thought of them occupies your every single waking moment. Well, my friend, starting a business is the corporate equivalent of having a newborn. It's exciting, but also incredibly demanding. Remember those 8-hour workdays? Kiss them goodbye. Entrepreneurs often work 60, 80, sometimes even 100-hour weeks, especially in the beginning. Early mornings, late nights, and weekends become the norm. Leisure time? That becomes as elusive as a unicorn, and it's more than likely you'll find yourself attached to your laptop or phone, checking on things or replying to emails when you should be winding down, relaxing, or sleeping. When I started my first business, a digital marketing agency, I thought I was ready for the long hours, but I was wrong. And during the first few months, years actually, I was working 16 to 18 hours a day, 7 days a week. I was on calls with clients, drawing up marketing strategies, dealing with website glitches, chasing unpaid invoices. My couch missed me. My friends thought I'd been abducted, but that's the reality of the startup grind. And no one told me I would miss the regular 8-hour workdays this much. But there is a silver lining here. As the great Henry Ford put it, entrepreneurship is living a few years of your life like most people won't, so you can spend the rest of your life like most people can't. And if you do things right, these long hours are simply the price of admission to a lifetime of free time, where you get to work when you want, where you want, and with who you want. And these long hours are just that initial sacrifice that you have to make for the much greater potential rewards further down the road. Here's a not so fun fact you probably already know. Most businesses fail. Entrepreneurship and risk go hand in hand, like peanut butter and jelly, like Batman and Robin, like socks and sandals. Actually, those don't go together at all. Anyway, you get the picture. When you decide to start a business, you're effectively signing up for a high-stakes game. You're risking your finances, often your savings, your job security, your professional reputation, sometimes even your personal relationships. The market could change, your product or service might not be a hit, an unseen competitor might emerge, a global pandemic might strike. The possibilities for catastrophic failure are endless. Yay, business! Around the second year of running my business, a big client who made up nearly half of our revenue decided to retire and shut down his business. We didn't see it coming, and it was like a punch to the gut. Overnight, we had to figure out how to stay afloat and recoup almost 50% of our total business. We tightened our belts, we hustled harder, and learned a valuable lesson about diversifying our client base. I'll be honest, it was a terrifying time, but it was also a stark reminder of the risks that come along with entrepreneurship. But you know what? We survived. We came out even stronger. And as Mark Zuckerberg once said, the biggest risk is not taking any risk. In a world that's changing really quickly, the only strategy that is guaranteed to fail is not taking risks. Plus, unless you absolutely positively love everything about where you're at right now, then you're not really risking that much at all. Especially considering that in the game of business, you're the main player. You're in control. And your fate, alongside all of the actions that you're going to take to influence a positive outcome, well, that's largely up to you. In a corporate job, you have a defined role, but as a startup founder, you're the captain, the crew, sometimes even the boat. One day you're an accountant, the next a salesperson, the next the social media manager. You'll also be the coffee maker, the tech support guy, even the janitor. You're gonna be juggling tasks and switching roles faster than a chameleon changes color. There will be things you love to do and things that you'd rather avoid. But guess what? In the beginning, when finances are tight and your business is still relatively unproven, you don't really have the luxury of choosing what to do. You, my friend, get to do it all. As a marketer, I was comfortable handling marketing strategies and content and social media. But running your own business, as I quickly realized, requires more. A lot more. And suddenly I was dealing with accounting and sales and all kinds of IT issues. On any given day, I remember answering sales calls and editing a piece of content and fixing a glitch on the website and running to the store to pick up a brand new coffee maker. But the experience taught me to be adaptable and flexible, as well as appreciate all of the different roles involved in running a proper business and organization. On the bright side here, thanks to recent advances in technology, specifically around the use of artificial intelligence, it's easier than ever before to offload or outsource a number of your everyday business-related tasks to AI. Which leads me perfectly to this video's sponsor, HubSpot, and their free guide on the state of AI in marketing. Did you know that 68% of marketing leaders are convinced that if they could fully implement AI and automation, they'd see unmatched business growth? Also, more than half of businesses have already invested in AI, and most of them report a significant increase in employee productivity. The fact is, with AI technology evolving at lightning speed, you don't want to be left behind. And this is where HubSpot's guide on the state of AI in marketing in 2023 comes in. It's a free guide and it's packed with new research into how marketers are using AI, practical tips for integrating AI into your tech stack, and key insights into the future of marketing with AI, which is going to help you learn to leverage AI tools, streamline your work, and unlock a wealth of insights. The report includes survey data from over 1,350 professionals in marketing, sales, service, and SEO across the globe, and includes practical tips and case studies from experts at leading companies like HubSpot and 10Web. And the best part is, it's completely free. So make sure to click the link down in the descriptions below this video to download your free copy of HubSpot's report on the state of AI in marketing today. Next up though, we gotta talk about your haters and how to handle them. Entrepreneurship is a rocky road filled with critiques and feedback and all kinds of unsolicited advice. Some pieces are constructive, some are just downright mean. But customers, employees, the market, they all have opinion. I mean, hey, even your Aunt Sally, who can't even operate her own smartphone, probably has something to say about just how great or not so great your new business idea is. We live in a world where every decision, every product, every move is under constant scrutiny. So you're gonna need thick skin and a level of resilience and an open mind. The ability to listen to feedback, filter it, take what applies and discard the rest, and then learn from it is vital. Around 6 months or so into my business, I faced some brutal feedback from a client. They were unhappy with a campaign we'd rolled out, and they didn't mince words. Being a relatively sensitive fellow, especially back then before the business world hardened my soul, I was devastated. It felt like a personal attack, and I wanted to just curl up in a corner, disappear. But once the initial sting passed, I looked at their feedback objectively. They had some valid points. So we revised our campaign, improved our processes, and the next campaign was a huge success. The good news though, and I'm living proof of this, is that this level of mental toughness can be learned and developed over time. And with practice, you're going to learn to separate the good advice from the people who you look up to and who have done what you're trying to do before, from the wannabes or trolls who are more than happy to criticize everything you're doing from the comfort of their mom's basement. As one of my favorite quotes from Confucius says, "Man who says it cannot be done should not interrupt the man doing it." All right, brace yourself for this next one, because it might sting a little. Here's the deal. You're gonna fail. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but it's probably gonna happen. But the only way to avoid failure is to do nothing. And even that's a failure. In fact, it's probably the biggest kind of failure, as it means giving up on your goals and your dreams and your hopes for a better future. So you might as well embrace the fact that most of these successful entrepreneurs you see today have at some point in their past gone through some kind of colossal failure and come out the other side just fine. We once launched a new service offering. We'd researched and strategized and planned, and it was supposed to be the next big thing in the marketing world. It wasn't. It bombed. We'd invested time and effort and money, and it hurt to see it fail. But here's what we did. We licked our wounds, we dusted ourselves off, and went back to the drawing board. We analyzed what went wrong, learned our lessons, and moved forward. Now, I appreciate the failure was a tough pill to swallow, but it served as a stepping stone for all of our future successes. Think about Steve Jobs getting kicked out of Apple, or Richard Branson's numerous failed ventures. They've all been there. Failure is just part of the entrepreneurial journey. It's kind of like the universe's way of telling you what not to do. And it's an opportunity to learn and grow and pivot. Now, I appreciate, at the time, it may feel like the end of the world, but I assure you, it's not. It's just a stepping stone. There's something comforting about a predictable paycheck. But when you're an entrepreneur, your future income can sometimes feel as predictable as a coin toss. There's no guarantee of success. The market fluctuates, consumer trends change, and the economy can take some pretty wild turns. It's a roller coaster ride, without a clear end, and without any guide rails or a safety bar. Just you falling down a track. Uncertainty becomes your constant companion, and it's there with you every step of the way. When the pandemic hit, we had to pivot our strategies quickly. We had clients who were in the travel and events businesses, two of the hardest hit industries. It was kind of like being blindfolded and asked to hit a piñata, only the piñata was moving, and maybe in a different country. We had to reinvent strategies overnight, turning travel content into stay-at-home ideas. We transformed a client's luxurious resort campaign into vacation at home, featuring backyard picnics and DIY spa treatments. It was a crazy ride, but hey, isn't that what business is all about? So, can you handle this? Can you navigate through the fog without a clear path? Trusting your instincts and your judgment? And your ability to be adaptable and resilient? It would be amazing if you were able to accurately predict the future, but as Steve Jobs once said, you can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backward. So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future. The good news is, so long as you keep taking action, keep stacking up dots, so to say, there's almost no way that you won't be able to connect these dots at some point in the future. But to help you fast track your way to success, I've linked up a video right here that's gonna show you some of my top marketing strategies that I've used to help businesses from startup solopreneurs all the way up to billion-dollar empires grow faster than they ever thought possible. So make sure to tap or click that now, and I'll see you in there in just a second.